Hey guys, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to a new episode here on the Gundam TV channel. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Zach. Or good after
Oh.
night, evening.
It's after night here. It's
Yeah.
night, but yes, good evening here. And yeah, we got some cool new stuff to show, and we're going to answer a bunch of you guys' questions again today. So if you guys are new to seeing this series of live streams on this channel, we do these about every 2 weeks. And Adam's going to show some new stuff that they have in stock there, and we'll go through some of your guys' questions. So we posted some posts on the Facebook page, the Instagram page, and here on the community tab on this channel. So we have some of those questions that we'll go through first, and then if you guys watching want to ask any questions live, we'll take some of those later on after we're gone through the questions that are already posted on the other social media platforms previously. So we'll get through all of that. And first, Adam, if you want to take it away, show some cool new stuff there.
Yeah. We've had these in for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, but I know it's been a while since we've done a show. So we do have the Metal Gurumons in. Really solid kit. I started building mine the other week. Haven't finished it yet, but should get to it pretty shortly. But if you like the metal Greymon, stuff like that, these kits are really good. They did really good with them, so they're selling really good. So if you want one, make sure you get one before they're gone. So some other stuff we just got in today, this morning, so it might still show for pre-order on the site, are the new Char Zaku. I want to call them revives, but they're probably not really revives anymore. It's just a Char Zaku 2.0 high grade. So these just came in today. We'll be getting all pre-orders out, and then if you guys are looking for them, make sure you get your orders in for these. These are going pretty quick.
Hey Adam, I think last time I think we talked about this, but I don't remember if it was during the stream or maybe after. But I think you mentioned that you're going to put those on the site with the Revive title or something, right? So people could tell the difference between them. So if any of you guys were looking for that kit, make sure you check the title, because there's the old version and now the new version.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you go on there and just search Zaku Revive, it should come up. I'm on there, so that way you can tell which one's new and which one's not. I mean, there's so many different Char Zaku variants now. So we did get more Mechatro kits in, so I know we've been getting them in and selling them out. It seems like they sell out right when we get them. So if they are sold out, make sure you sign up for that email notification for when they're back in stock. That way you get that and you can jump on them. But these kits have been coming pretty solid. We got a few different distributors that carry them, so we're able to kind of get them in pretty regularly, which is nice. And then this is an old one, but a good one. GPO2A. These are flying right now. They haven't reprinted these in a while, but we got all the Stardust memory kits back in. So like the GPO1, the full burner I don't think came in, but like the GPO2A, was it the GPO3 came back in. So there's a lot of those kits came back in stock, which is nice. A lot of older master grades that are pretty solid. And then we got our sticker packs. So if you guys liked all the stickers, missed a month, or want that exclusive G-Self sticker, the G-Self sticker you can only get in the pack. It won't be a monthly sticker. So we got plenty of those too.
Nice. Yeah. And is that your messer there in the background, or?
I honestly, it's there because I was putting it on the website and updating like the UPC code stuff, and I just never put it back down there. But yeah, we're actually out of these, so that belongs to somebody else. Yeah.
I thought maybe it was something that you're getting some time to chip away at on your own, but
no, I wish. No, everything on my messy desk is work related. I started the messer, when we got them in like that day, and then I just have I'm in the middle of probably like 30 different kits that I just gotta find time to finish them.
Yeah, half built.
Yeah,
stack of boxes. Yeah,
definitely.
Understandable. I did also want to let's see. Let me share this. and I'll talk about this. I wanted to show this post from Instagram and let you talk a little bit about this. You posted this one here showing some new tools that are in development. So just a heads up to people. You've got a couple of tools out now. There's the drill set, the scriber.
Yep, we have a scriber set, yep.
And a couple other things, but these are a couple of the new ones that are coming soon.
Yeah, so we're increasing our tools tool line. So one is a part separator there. I know a lot of people are pretty excited about that. And then these are our prototype images, so they might not look exactly like this. So getting feedback from you and from other people, and then like our modeler knife there is if you think of like the Pro Blade from Tamiya, that's basically what it will end up looking like. But it'll be like the same blue color with our new logo branding, new colors. So pretty excited about that. There's more tools to come after this. If there is a tool set that anyone would like, or a different something like that, shoot us over an email. Let us know. We're always welcome to different ideas that you guys are looking for.
Nice. Yeah, looks good. Like I said, the part separator, very useful tool. Highly recommended. I didn't have one for the longest time, and I thought, that's kind of stupid. Not really. Who really needs like a part separator? You just pull it apart or use whatever you have on hand. But actually, it's very useful. I don't use it all the time, but sometimes I really need it, and I'm really glad that I have it. So definitely looking forward to that. All right. And then I guess we can get into the questions. But before we do that, just as you said, we got some new Mechatro kits coming and going a lot. But I just want to remind everyone about the Mechatro contest that we have going on. So you guys still have quite a while till October 23rd. So still almost 2 months to work on that. If you guys haven't started or haven't even got your Mechatro kit, you should still have plenty of time to get a kit and work on that. Again, those 1/35th scale versions of the Mechatro kits, it's like most of the kits come with 2 in a box. So as long as it's not a 120 scale version, I believe they all come with 2 in the box. So if you're worried about I think a lot of people for contests want to have like more than one of the kit, especially if it's a small thing like that. You don't need to buy multiple boxes. You can just get 2 in one box, which is great. So just a heads up, because I feel like they often don't make that very clear on the boxes or like the advertising for the kits necessarily. So just want to clear that up. But if you guys want all the information about that, we also have a post. We talked about it a bunch in the previous episode, and also I made a dedicated video over on my channel about that, explaining the rules. And there's also a pinned post on my Facebook page as well too, with all the rules about that, entering that. And so we got some really great prizes from USA Gundam Store for that, and then also a prize pack from Joel at True Gunpla as well. So lots of cool stuff to win. All right, let's head to YouTube first, the YouTube community tab here for some questions. First one comes from 89 Atheron. He said, will you be getting a restock of any or all of the HD Jagen type models anytime soon?
So we will be getting a restock. I know there's a few. I know the normal regular Jagen is supposed to be in next month. And then I forget what it's called. The one that was in Unicorn is like the first episode that had like the rockets on the shoulder.
The Stark Jagen.
Yes, yeah, thank you. I think those actually, I know we had a bunch last week, but let's check. I know the way
Yeah, so many of the HD Jagens are P Bandai, so I have to try to remember which ones are P Bandai and which ones aren't. And there's the regular one, there's a Stark Jagen. The Echoes type Jagen is also not P Bandai, although there is also a P Bandai version of that, I believe, too.
Yeah, so I think the only ones that aren't are that one Echoes type, the regular, and then the Stark. I think the other ones are P Bandai, if I remember correctly. But I know that the Stark and the regular Jagen will be back in stock. The Masquerade one's in stock right now, but the Echoes type, that one, I don't see it coming back in, at least in the next 3 months. It's not on the reproduction list, on any reproduction list for the next 3 months from Bandai. So fingers crossed it'll be coming back. It will. It just depends when.
Cool. Yep. Very good. All right. Emmanuel asked, besides the announcement of the USA Gundam Store part separator and the knife, are there any other tools you guys might bring in the near future? Well, fitting, we just talked about that.
Yeah. So there are, I know a big one that we have in the works right now is an actual tool set. So it will come with a lower pair of nippers, not the USA Gundam ones, but a little bit like a kind of like, I guess if you want to go with like a first pair that you would buy, or beginner pair, so it'll come with that, tweezers, there'll be a hobby knife in there, so it's and some sandpaper, and then something else, so there's like a beginner tool set that we'll have coming soon. I know we're looking at a bunch of other things, but no like official announcements yet on any other tools.
I got an idea about that actually, so we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. But yeah, that's good. Yeah, beginner tool sets are great. There's some different ones out there, and every time I see one, there's always like one or two things that I think are either missing or unnecessary to a beginner tool set. Like they're always not quite right. In my opinion. So anyway, I think that'll be something cool to work on. That'd be nice. All right, Patrick asked, what other brands are you looking to partner with? Any up and coming small businesses like tool manufacturers or resin kit designers? What other products do you wish to carry in the future?
So that's a good question. We're always on the lookout for new things. I would love to get more resin kits. So if someone's listening to this that makes resin kits, hit me up. we would love to carry more of those. As far as like paint and tools, I'm not actively searching for anything right now, but you'll be scrolling through Facebook and different Facebook groups, and you'll see someone will use a different paint, and then you start doing your research on it, and it's pretty quality stuff. So just because I'm not actively searching doesn't mean it's not a possibility that we'll be getting new stuff. I
still got my fingers crossed for those Moto paints. Hopefully you guys can work that out. Those look pretty interesting.
Yeah.
They look pretty good. So I haven't tried them out either, but
I wonder if they're, because you get, was it Moto, E7, or not, maybe not Moto, but E7 and Gaia are basically the same formulary from my understanding. So I wonder, and Moto kind of looks like it would be, but I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
Probably, yeah. I would imagine it's from what I've seen as well too. It looks probably pretty similar,
yeah.
Those look cool, and there was something else too that I was thinking of. Oh, as far as like resin kits go too, something that I've come across every now and then too. I see like just on Twitter some like different Japanese builders. Some of them have like their own like online shop. It's a booth, which I think is kind of like Etsy as far as I understand, but I haven't really spent a whole lot of time looking into it. But like I know some builders will have like a shop where they sell parts and like accessory parts for like Frame Arms Girl, Megami Device kind of stuff. So like different shoes or like hair parts or something like that they sell on there. So that'd be, I don't know. They probably want to keep it pretty small, but I wonder if any of them would be like willing to do some distribution like to a shop in the US for something like that.
Yeah,
might be something that they might be interested in.
Definitely.
I think there's like 3D resin, like color printed parts, which look pretty cool. So anyway, that's something that might be interesting to look into.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Ragey Gamer said, will the US be getting those Figurize Ace Force kits?
So they are an actual collaboration. I found this out the other day because when Bandai sends out what's coming out, I remember all the model kits that were on that same time frame, and those weren't on there. But I guess they're a collaboration with a video game company in China, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I know when I started asking about it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, Bandai here asked me how many would I order if I could get it. And usually they ask me that if there's a good chance that I could get them in. But as of right now, I guess it's a no, but fingers crossed that they will. They're pretty cool.
Just in case anyone's doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
These are them here. They're these kind of Mecha Musume kind of kits here.
I kind of like them a lot.
Mhm.
I'll probably end up getting them off of eBay or something if I can't get them.
Mhm.
Get them here in the store. But if you like frame arms and girls and stuff like that, I think Bandai did a pretty cool job with that.
Yeah, that when I saw those, that was my first thought. I was like, man, that looks like probably the best like Mecha Musume kits that Bandai's made so far, and it just kind of sucks that they're China exclusive kits.
Yeah.
Yeah, really a
Because
shame.
normally when they made like the build diver stuff, which that stuff's pretty
Mhm.
good, but it's a whole different kind of thing that
Yeah,
pretty solid.
yeah. The Nami kit I think is the best one probably so far,
Yeah.
which was also in the Figurized line. So it seems like that's for whatever reason. I don't know why the Figurized line would be like different or much better quality than the HG line, but I guess it would just be there's probably different teams working on them. It's
Yeah.
both coming from the same company. You think the line wouldn't really matter that much in the difference, but like the Fumina kits in the HG line compared to like the Nami in the Figurized line, or the Nami is so much better. So
Yeah.
that's this way it goes. That's the new Fumina kit that's coming out next month or something. I think that does look better. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
All right. John said, any plans to support more Japan-based P Bandai or Gundam-based exclusives? So more exclusive stuff.
So the short answer to that is no.
Mhm.
I know Bluefin and Bandai will be bringing over more and more. If not, I'm sure in the future, probably every single P Bandai that comes out, I would
Mhm.
assume, to the
Mhm.
US P Bandai site. So um, it doesn't make, to me, in my mindset, it doesn't make a lot of sense to get the stuff from over there and then charge. We have to make a profit on it. So the cost, we got to pay regular retail price, and then the shipping to get it here, and then we have to make money. So then we have to charge more than what all that costs. So by the time you would get it, it would be way more than what you could get off the USP Bandai site. And then with
Mhm.
Bluefin and Bandai doing events like the Bandai Online Expo that they just did, you're able to get a lot of
Mhm.
those Gundam base exclusives and different things like that. From there at regular retail prices.
Mhm.
So, my mindset, just as a regular consumer of those products myself,
Mhm.
I don't want to, have to overcharge for stuff when you guys could get it at a
Yeah.
fairly decent price, somewhere else. Um, then you got sites like Side 7 Exports, which he does a really really good job of helping people get a lot of those Gundam base
Mhm.
exclusives too. And at some point, it's like I said, I guess we would just be overcharging for something that
Mhm.
everyone could get at a cheaper price, and I don't see that as being right.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. He also asked too about any plans to support more resin kits. We kind of already talked about that.
Yeah,
Yes, it's on the table. I mean, like as far as resin stuff goes, we are getting stuff from June, from
yep,
Simpro, uh, and what was the other one as well too? There was another one that's making
yeah. The
resin conversion
was it
kits.
Stickler
Yeah,
Studios? We were getting some of their
right, right.
stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, always open to more um, resin kits. It's
Mm.
a little difficult because a lot of times the resin kit, they don't have anyone that speaks very good English.
Mm,
I've learned,
mm,
so it's very hard to communicate
mm. Yeah.
sometimes. So
Then he also asked, mm, any info on shortages of Mr. Color, Madworks, other hobby supplies, and when the restock might happen.
so there's a lot of shortages
Yeah.
of a lot of few different things. So I know we get like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we got some GSI Creo stuff in. I know that stuff's been selling out like crazy.
Mm,
Um, the problem is just getting enough.
mm,
Um, so because everyone's sitting at home, everyone's buying the stuff
yeah.
right now. BMC, we have an order in, and we've had an order in since January, and I
Mm.
don't even think they're up and running.
Yeah.
Suji Bori, right? I don't even
Yeah.
think they're even making anything right now, from my understanding, or they're so backed up that they
Mm,
Usually it takes about 3 months from our order for them to get filled. So I'm sure they're way backed up now with everything. God
Madwork?
Hands, Madworks. I honestly, that's probably more on me. I haven't placed an order with them in a while. So, yeah, I should just reach out and do that.
Yeah.
But like God Hands, I know, we'll order like 500, SP, and 120s, like the good nippers, and we'll get like 100 or 150 in. So I know like all these different companies are backed up. Gundam models, I know Bandai is a little backed up, and I know they're in the process of trying to rev up more production. Their problem was they ordered the supplies. I'm sure they order. So we order the kits 3 months in advance. I'm sure they order their supplies based on that. So they just didn't order enough supplies to meet the demand that increased during COVID, just because it wasn't forecasted. No one knew that was going to happen. So I'm sure they're getting back and getting more kits out to the US. But yeah, I mean, kind of everyone's a little stretched thin right now. That was a long answer to that question, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously there's a lot of stuff being delayed. So, and fairly obvious as to why, but I mean, different companies are all on different schedules and affected in different ways. So, it all depends. T-Bird asked, when do you think Bandai will reveal more about the PG Unleashed, ARC-782, and what do you think they will need to put it into a kit to make it feel like a 2.0 PG? That's a good question.
So I do have info on that, but I can't say anything. So we'll leave that at that as far as when more info will be out.
But I think it's probably safe to say if you know, then that's probably not too long until the rest of us will know publicly.
Probably not.
Hopefully.
No word on that though. Hopefully.
But in order to make it feel like a 2.0 PG, what do you think that they'll do with it?
I'm sure it's going to have an LED system in it. Again, now let me make this perfectly clear. I have no clue what's in the kit. So anything I say might not be actually what's in it or what might be in it. I have no clue. No one's told me. I just know when they're going to announce it and more info on it. But I'm sure as far as what's in it, I'm sure they'll have some sort of LED system. Whether that be like they did with the Exia, or a brand new one. It'd be interesting to see if they have any mechanics in it. That might be interesting because I know they showed off, and I think me and you talked about this before. They showed off like 2 years ago or maybe 3 years ago. They had at one of the expos or something a Gundam that was walking like a model kit, and it showed the future of Gunpla. So I'd be interesting to see if there's something like that in it. Obviously, better posability than the regular RX-78 had is a must.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm sure it'll have increased mobility a bunch, like a much more complex frame, and probably more open hatches. Oh, I don't know about probably. This is just my hope. I hope that's that they do, because that was something that's cool about the old kit. Even though it's pretty old and dated, it's got some cool gimmicks still, like armor hatches. But I'm sure they could do that even more and adding a bunch more like internal detail and stuff even with that too. So that would be really awesome if they just had just super detailed, much more so than the old one, which is not that hard. The old one's not that detailed. Those would be my guesses, and I think an LED system probably is very likely. And if that's all it was, I'd be perfectly happy with that.
Just to get an updated version.
Much more complex kit, more part separation, more parts in general, much more detailed LEDs. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what design they actually use. There's so many different versions of the RX-78. Will it be a brand new type version, or will it be the Origins version? Different things like that. So I'm kind of curious to see what that's going to look like.
I mean, I really like the version of like the 1:1 scale, which is the same design they used for the RG and the MG 3.0. I really like that design, but considering they've already used that for those kits, and that was the version that came out 10 years ago. I'm not sure they would stick with that same design version for a new PG to come out 10 years later.
Right.
Yeah, they'll probably do something different. And the Mega Size is also based on the same design. So
yeah,
there you go.
So we'll see.
All right. Michael said, do you know if you will have the MGEX Unicorn next month or the month after? September, right?
So I believe they are set for October. Now, I think they get released the end of this month in Japan. I don't know the Japan release date. So when I get info from Bandai, usually they give me the month that it's supposed to arrive to me. And usually that's the end of that month. So it could creep. So I have October. So that could creep into early November, from my understanding. Now, there's always delays and different things, especially, whatever the world's falling apart right now. So, but as far as I know, that's where it's at. We have the end of October. It might be mid, it might be a little bit into November. So,
right on. And just as it goes with most kits, most of the time, it's just a little bit later than whatever the Japan release date is.
Yeah.
And just want to also remind people, those of you guys who are watching live, first of all, thanks for watching live. But if you guys want to ask questions, just hang on to your questions for a little bit later. We're going through some of the questions that are already posted on the other different social media first, and then we'll take some questions from you guys watching live. So just hang on to those for the time being. Brian asked, what are your favorite and least favorite mecha designs?
So mecha in general? Or
yeah, I guess so. It could be if it's something other than Gundam.
So I've always been a fan of the Tachikomas from Ghost in the Shell. I don't like the newer ones. I like the older ones, and I don't know if the ones with like I don't know, like the fat butts. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
I like that design. I like a lot of stuff in Ghost in the Shell design wise. But I'll also I'll go through Pinterest and Twitter and different things like that. There's so many different cool artists that come up with so many different, artwork and mecha designs on there. I think it was in
a recent episode we were talking about that and saying how it would be really cool if some company would make a model kit version of the tank from Ghost in the Shell at the end of the first movie.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we'll see. Odds are Kotobukiya might end up doing that usually.
Yeah, seems the most likely. But...
yeah, so we'll see. But Gundam-wise, Nandri Stein is probably my favorite design for a Gundam mech.
Least favorite? Any mecha designs that you find completely uninteresting or ugly?
So I hate, and this might be an unpopular opinion, like the older, like the O design, not the O Gundam, but like the O, the big O. What was that anime? Is that what that like a lot of the super robot stuff, like the big ones that I don't like those.
You're talking not Gundam, you're talking Big O?
No, yeah, like Big O. That's what it was. Yeah, like the anime was pretty good, but I don't like designs like that. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Like the Gunbuster, the kit that I'm building tomorrow.
I'm not a fan of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same. Usually not. I mean, I'm really excited to build that kit up tomorrow, just because it looks like a cool kit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the super robot stuff is not usually my cup of tea either.
Yeah. So like those designs, I'm not a huge fan of. But
he also what'd you say?
I'm more of like the realistic mecha designs, even though Gundam's probably not realistic, but
yeah, slightly realistic UC era kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He also asked, do you remember your first Gunpla kits? I've answered this many times. Mine's the HG Shenlong 100 scale Shenlong. How about yours?
So mine was the 1/100 no scale red frame Astray was the first one I built, and I have it actually here in a display case here in the warehouse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Not a bad kit, actually.
No, it was pretty good.
Good. That was actually not a very bad kit. All right, let's see what's up with the entry grade pre-orders. Mr. Schnitzer asked, "What's up with the entry grade pre-orders?"
I think I just need to put them up. If they're not up, I thought they were up there.
I was wondering about that as well. And I was wondering if maybe I had missed somewhere saying that those were like some sort of exclusive something, or what the reason was for that. But
they're a normal release. I probably just missed it and just haven't put it up. So if you see something like that, let me know, and I can always get it up.
There you go. Fair enough. All right, and then the last one here from YouTube is, will you guys be getting the gold re-rise, and for how much? I was wondering about this too, because I would have figured it's just a P Bandai release, but what I had seen online showed that it was just a standard release.
I have no idea what that is. I don't know if that's a P Bandai kit. I don't know. I have no clue, because I think the regular one is the one that we have up for pre-order, and I haven't changed any of the pictures because I'm still waiting for an answer from that. So yeah, I'm not sure what the gold one is.
Huh. Yeah. Okay. Then, well, just a little heads up to you guys. I meant to mention this earlier, but seeing as how it's related to this question, I'll mention to you guys that the new episode of Zaku News will be posted shortly after this live stream. I'm just finishing up editing that video. So if you guys are watching those videos here on the channel, the Zaku News videos, I'll have the new one up shortly after this. And one of the kits that I talked about in that news episode, which you guys will see later, is this kit. And I was under the understanding that it was standard release, as weird and surprising that is. And then I'd seen that it's listed to come out next month as well too. So, I mean, it makes sense, because all you need is all the kits that are already released, and the Aegis Knight just came out. So, and I think they said like the connection parts you need to make that are included with the Aegis Knight. So they don't need a whole bunch of time to remake this as a separate release, just, you know, printing more in gold.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll just move on if we're not sure about that.
Yeah, I have no idea. We'll find out. I can find out and then send out a post or something.
Yeah. I'll move on to the Facebook questions, but just real quick before we move on to the questions on Facebook, what are your just general thoughts on that design? What do you think? You like it or don't like it?
I think it's ugly. Okay. But you know, I saw a meme, and it's the little girl from Ant-Man, and she's like, "It's so ugly, but I love it." Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
So it's interesting. I'll just say that.
It definitely looks better in gold. I'll give it that. Then, you know, instead of just being a big mash of everything. At least when it's one uniform color, it looks a little bit better. But yeah, it's a bit of a mess. But I think like it's like 80% of the reaction I've seen is just people just like memeing on it. But there are some people who do actually. I've seen some people who are actually excited about it as well too. So
yeah,
I think those are probably the people who are like really enjoying the anime. And I think there's a lot of people, myself included, who are just not really paying much attention to the anime. But I don't know. Every time I do a review on one of those kits, there's quite a lot of comments, people telling me, try the anime, it's not that bad. So maybe more people are watching it than I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. Are you watching it?
One episode.
Episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
eventually
some people have been telling me to try it.
I haven't watched. I watched most of the first Build Fighters season, and then I haven't watched any like the other Build Fighters season. Was it Build Fighters? Try, and then either Build Divers. I've watched like the first episode of both seasons, and that was it.
Yeah.
So
I'll try to catch up, and that's the thing. It's like it's only like 20 minutes a week. You know, you'd think you could fit it in, but if you get behind, then you have to try to fit in, you know, a couple hours worth of viewing to try to catch up, and then that's a little bit harder to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All right, let's go to the questions here on Facebook. Christopher asked, is there anyone who is dedicated to answering the voicemails and emails during normal working hours? I created 2 orders on the same day and tried to contact you to combine the orders. Anyway, basically he wants to know about contacting someone for customer service there.
Yeah, so we have 3 people that go through the emails Monday through Friday. So if you send an email Saturday, Sunday, it probably won't get answered till Monday. And then, yeah, we have, D usually answers the phone. Sometimes David does, but it's mostly D, and she goes through the voicemails too. So if it's, you just got to be a little patient. You can always send us messages on Instagram too. But again, like I said, if it's Saturday or Sunday, you're probably not going to get anybody until Monday. So, yep.
Instagram would be better than Facebook message, or?
Yes and no. Facebook it's probably both the same, honestly. So if you go through Instagram, it'll actually send an email to our support. Whereas Facebook doesn't, it just stays on Facebook. But I'll get on Facebook, I'll get the notification, and D will get the notification, and I'm sure you.
I do too. I don't check them though. So if you're sending a message there and hoping that I'm gonna see it, I won't. Yeah, Adam or D will see that, not me.
Yeah. And then usually, if it's, I'll probably end up looking at it, and if it's something that's urgent, I'll answer it. If it's something that can wait till Monday, it'll usually wait till Monday.
Yeah. All right. Marcos asked, thoughts on getting more Gunpla magazines from Japan, such as Gundam Hobby Life. Also, any status on the Gundam Pro Factory book 01?
So the Pro Factory books, let me jump onto that. I believe we get those soon. Let me just take a look. Because we get the new one, the 3rd one, and then the first one is supposed to come back in stock. I have September, so I'll have to reach out to them and find out. It'll probably, I know that he might be a little delayed because of COVID, so it'll probably be here October. But yeah, we should have both those back in stock. As far as magazines, probably not. It costs a lot to ship magazines over here, because magazine itself, usually those hobby magazines aren't just, they're pretty thick.
Yeah, they're heavy.
They'll have, there's a lot in there. They don't just go over like hobby stuff. Then there's like all sorts of different products and different. It's a pretty thick thing, so it's pretty expensive to get over here in general, just shipping wise. So then it would be pretty expensive for anyone to buy a magazine like that.
I know, I guess Dengeki Hobby doesn't do physical magazines anymore, so I think it's only Hobby Japan is like the only, as far as I know, that I can think of at the moment, is the only monthly one. The one that he mentioned though is a Gundam Hobby Life. That's the one that's like put together. I think it's like basically Naoki, and I think there's like some staff from like Hobby Japan, I think, also work on that as well too. But it's not the monthly. I think they come out like every 6 months or something like that, not very regularly. So those, and they're really good because they're not as much where it's like half the magazine is like adverts. It's like all featured. I've reviewed a few of those here on my channel. So if you guys are unfamiliar with those, you can just search. If you just search like Gundam Hobby Life on YouTube, probably my videos will pop up. They're great. So if those would be really cool to get in if you can. But yeah, they're not as thick and heavy as some of the other hobby magazines, but yeah, understandable. They're still pretty expensive to get, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the only thing, is just the weight. Anytime it's like a printed material, you're going to have some heft to it, so it's going to be a lot to ship.
I think I've probably got a few around here over there, but also the G rework. Did you guys have those, or?
So we got the first and second set, but I haven't heard of any other. You're talking the G? Oh no, the book. I'm sorry, the book. No, we will not carry those.
That's also from Korea, and I think like they were doing like a collaboration like with Gun Primer, I think, right? at one point?
I don't. I know that he was selling the books. There's a lot that went down, back end stuff that we won't be carrying their stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Fair enough. I
We'll
had
carry
seen
gun primer, yes, but the book, no.
Okay. Well, I had seen, that's been out for maybe a year, over a year, I guess, probably since the first one came out. And I passed on it for a while, and every time I think about it, I think, well, not really. But recently, I had seen a few more like screenshots of the book and thought, oh, well, maybe it looks okay. Maybe I'll check it out. But fair enough then. The Pro Factory books are also really good though too. So highly recommend those. I think I have the first one, and like the 1.5 was like the extra little kind of thing that came with that as well too.
Nice.
All right. Patrick said, what are the chances that Bandai would release the normal version of the 1/44 scale Ifrit custom that isn't P Bandai? Well, I would say no chance because they already released it as a P Bandai.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't then later release it as a standard release. So probably no chance on that. And he said, is it possible as a retail sales that when they ask what is the demand for kits that suggesting, okay, so he's asking because I think we've talked about this in past episodes. You said how like Bandai asks for suggestions of like what you think people would be interested in. But in that case, I think fair to say, even if it's a P Bandai kit that a lot of people want, they're not going to release that as a standard release.
Yeah, I don't ever see that happening, but I don't think they've ever done that, and I don't think they ever will do that because they decide what's going to be P Bandai based on not U.S. or its world popularity. If it's something they think is going to be popular worldwide and they can sell it worldwide to a lot of it, then it will probably be a regular release. If it's something that's kind of obscure that some people want, I'm sure that's when it becomes P Bandai.
Yeah, and especially after the fact too, because they've done a couple of releases like the XN Riser, the Sunriser, and the Astray Red Dragon. Those kits that were P Bandai kits in America, but standard release kits out, or P Bandai kits in Japan, standard release outside. So like they've done something kind of like what he's talking about, but that was like from the start, it was going to be like that. It was not something that they changed later.
And then to that, I don't know if I hope we get regular releases like that here in the US. I don't think that'll happen anymore though. With Bandai bringing over, the USP Bandai site, I think now it'll just, if it's P Bandai, it'll stay P Bandai and it will just go on the P Bandai site, I think is how that will work. But I could be wrong.
Cool. All right. So yeah, sorry about that, Patrick, for the bad news. Richard and Javier, the last couple of questions here from Facebook are similar, so I'll just kind of group them into one. Richard is asking about restock of the Neo Zeong, and Javier was asking about restock of the PG Strike Gundam.
PG Strike we got in today, so there's that.
Yeah, like the original one?
Yeah, the original one. Cool. Yeah, we got that in, and then we got the Sky Grasper in, and then we actually have the Strike Rouge Perfect Grade in. All came today.
Cool.
So whatever version you want, they're there. And I believe the Perfect Strike Perfect Grade is in stock too. So
cool.
Neo Zeong, hopefully soon. I know it was on a production schedule a few times, and then it gets pushed back. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. No change there, seems like.
No.
All right. Then headed over to Instagram here. And again, we'll take some questions here from Instagram before we get to your guys' live questions. So again, hang on for just a little bit on those of you guys watching live. Mecha Skyfish said, how much of a challenge was it to balance work, relationships, health, and hobby life in the beginning of the journey versus where you are now? And any tips on how to make enough time to accomplish one's hobby goals?
So I still haven't figured that out, how to balance it. It really amounts to you. I really enjoy working. What I do is pretty much, the hobby turned into a business for me. So I enjoy it. Finding time to build is always difficult because you work, you come home, and then I have 2 kids. So they want my attention, and honestly, I'd probably rather play with them and hang out with them with play Barbies than build a model kit. So then I'd have to wait till they went to sleep. So I do find time here and there, but it's always a challenge. I think it's going to be, it's always a challenge for everybody, no matter what they're doing, whether they're self-employed, building business, or they work at a big corporation, or even work at a small mom and pop place. I'm sure it's always a challenge for everyone to figure out how to balance work and life. So it just I guess depends on the person how much they want to put into life and work, I guess.
Yeah, if you I would say if you don't have a super demanding job that like leaves you completely zero energy after work, and you don't yet have a family, then I would say build as much as you can right now. Just don't play video games, don't watch TV, don't watch Netflix. Just build as much as you can now, because the other stuff is probably easier to do later. Once you have a family, and you like you said, you work during the day, the evening you're hanging out with the family and everything, and then like at night you have some time, and I often am able to work at that time, and that's like a good time for me to work. But if you're like the kind of like probably normal person that's pretty tired at that time, it's probably a lot easier to just like crash and watch some Netflix or something like that after the kids sleep. So yeah, I mean, take advantage of that time now if you have fewer responsibilities on your plate. But yeah, I mean, for me too, it's a constant experience, because as your family's getting older, as your kids get older, how much they need you or how much time you need to devote to them also changes as well too. So it's kind of always changing. But yeah, there's bumps along the way. Angry wives. Loss of sleep.
Learn to roll with it and adapt to your everyday circumstances.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, just read some Stoicism is always my life advice for anyone. But not directly related, but still good advice, I think. All right. Chris said, will there ever be restocks on the older IBO kits like the Mobile Armor or the Hakurens?
Yes, I'm sure there will be. It just depends when. Like, I know Bandai did reprint some of the older IBO kits that hadn't been reprinted in a while. Like was it Rosie? I might be pronouncing that. The Rosie Go Grays. The Rui got redone, or Raui, how we pronounce that. Roy, thanks. So yeah, they'll get reprinted. It's just a matter of time and when they will.
There you go. Yeah, it's hard to know. And like Adam was saying earlier, like you were saying about Bandai, having a hard time keeping up with full production of especially older stuff like that. It's probably that kind of stuff is probably getting delayed a little bit more. Just because of keeping up with new stuff. Derek asked, when's the emergency shipment of Artie Station hitting stores?
Soon. And not stores, I guess just us.
Yeah. Hitting the store.
Yeah. Soon. It hopefully should be here pretty shortly. When they're put on like freight ships, there's really no tracking until it arrives at port. So until it arrives at port, I won't fully know. But it should be here soon. And then I believe we get another huge shipment of them in, I want to say towards the end of October. I'll have to check the email, but I think they said that they would have it here October, middle October, November, somewhere around there.
Okay, cool. Let's see. There's another question here, but this guy's asking about his own personal order information, so I won't get into that.
He email us.
Yeah, he left his thing that he said he sent an email, so I assume that's very likely already being addressed. So we'll move on. Let's see here. DB Rev 95 said, will you get any more of the Plowbot Gurren Lagann, and also pre-orders for the Lazengan? So I'm guessing maybe the pre-orders for the Plowbot kit already sold out.
Yeah, so they yeah, and I don't know. I know that Bluefin. He's asking about the oh, what is it called? It's the model kit from crap. I can't remember the name. The company. I know that Bluefin, from my understanding, is looking and trying to get them to make more. When I talk to our rep, I don't know if that's when that will be. Let me look this up. See if I can.
Seems a lot of people are very excited about that Plowbot kit.
Yeah, and then the other one, I'm assuming it's the black one. Is that what?
I think that's the one he's talking about. Yeah, and then he also asked about the pre-orders for the Lazengan. I don't know what that is. If that's something different or not.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I know the black one that they're making is we just ordered it, so I just gotta get up for pre-order, and I don't remember the name of that one. It almost looks like, I don't know, to me it looks like a scorpion guy, but
maybe that's the, I just searched it. Lazengan, that's what that is. So
okay, yeah. So that one we just ordered. It'll be up for pre-order, hopefully today. The other one I know reached out to them to try to get another run of it. So fingers crossed that they can.
Okay, yeah. I see it now. I don't know if I'd ever seen anything about this. I'd only seen the black one, the Lazengan.
Yeah, what did it tell you the company?
Gurren Lagann here, Sentinel.
Sentinel.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's right. So that's why the whole Pliobot thing. I remember that that was a new name for that because it's Sentinel's line of model kits, which Sentinel usually does just like figure kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that was. I might be wrong, but I think that was their first one that they did.
Yeah, I think so.
Really popular. It was a good choice.
All right. Vamong said, how is business faring in this quarter compared to quarter one? Also, has been more difficult to keep up with supply in the current state of postal service and world economy.
So sales are good from first quarter to this quarter, the last quarter. Yeah, there's a lot of different challenges right now. So one being just getting stuff. And then the other being when we ship out stuff, sometimes packages will get there before their arrival supposed to arrive, and then sometimes it takes weeks. Yeah, so it's a weird. I don't know if they're like bottlenecked at some depots here, either FedEx or post office, and then other routes are perfectly fine. So it just kind of, it's like hit or miss. Some people are getting their stuff on time, some are getting it early. But if that's kind of the I guess the difficulty now is getting stuff in on time and getting stuff delivered through those carriers on time. Which I wish we could control it, but
not a lot that you can do.
Yeah, once it's in their hands, there's really nothing we can do, which stinks.
Yeah. Jesse or didn't, well, he said he's still waiting on the Emma Nendroid. So any news? He said it's been a year now.
Emma.
And so I just searched because I didn't know what that is either, but I don't know what this character is from. But anyway, it's a Nendroid little figure that
white
shirt and orange hair.
Yeah, we should be getting more. We got some of them. I think we got some of them in. We actually have a shipment coming that should hopefully have more. And I know we've actually gotten 2 shipments of these. So if you pre-order it, you will get it. They're coming in little by little, if I remember correctly. But I can always reach out to send us an email, and I can make sure.
I can see it's the Good Smile Company says, from the popular anime series The Promised Neverland. I've never heard of that. I don't know, but not a big anime aficionado, so could be more popular than I know. All right, Camilo said, do you have any suggestion to ship to South America? Also, would you like that the RG line includes other mecha series like they're doing with Evangelion? So first shipping to South America?
We can. I would advise getting a forwarding company. There's a lot of forwarding companies in Miami that will forward the product of the package to South America. You'll get way better shipping rates. I mean, you'll pay our shipping to Miami, but then it'll be, Miami, what they'll do is consolidation, and forwarding companies will get all the packages that go and ship it over there as one big bulk shipment versus your little shipment going.
Yeah.
So you'll save a lot more money if you do that than you would just ordering us and putting in the address for you. It'll be way more expensive.
Nice.
So that's my only advice. Yep. And
Cool.
then what was the other part of the question?
Including other mecha series like Evangelion in the RG line.
Real grade. I think it's cool. I mean, it's. I'm sure there'll be more. I would think in the future because the Ava line's done really good in the real grade. So I would be surprised if they never do another anime series in it. I'm pretty sure they will.
Yeah. I know we've had this question before. I know what I said at the time was that I think the Evangelion designs, I think, are especially well suited for real grades, just because of their design being like really organic. They really need that like real grade articulation that real grade line's kind of famous for.
Yeah,
the very detailed parts for a lot of color separation and all the movement and everything. So it'd have to be something like that. I don't think they would really make much sense for them to make like a Votom's RG kit or something like that. It's just not really necessary for the design. So like something like Ultraman or something, I think would also be really good because also something very organic. But you imagine they're probably going to stick to actual mecha stuff, not something like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's a good question because it also just has to be something that's pretty famous. Like Full Metal Panic would also be probably pretty good as real grade kits, but I just don't know. They made their line of HG kits, so I don't know if they're really, going to invest into making RGs as well from that series because it's a pretty big series, but it's no Evangelion.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean the high grades did really well, but they haven't reproduced the first three, so I don't know if they did well globally. Usually if things do really well, they keep making them. So,
well, in the comments there, Reiji also mentioned RG Macross. I could see that.
Yeah, the problem we won't get them here,
especially if Sunrise made some new Macross movie or something like that was coming out that could go like kind of coinciding with that, because like these RG Eva kits are coming out right before the Eva movie, so it probably have to be something like that. That could work though with all the transformation.
They would just have to get licensing figured out.
Yeah. All right. Cripple Power Fowler said, I just started building 2 weeks ago and it's already out of hand. What are some of the kits that take the longest to build?
Anything big with a lot of parts.
Sazabi takes a while.
Yeah, your Sazabi Verka will take a while. A lot of like I haven't built the Deep Striker. I'm sure that would probably take a while.
Yeah. I think the Psycho Zaku Verka, because it has like 50 weapons. It takes a long time.
A lot of the bigger real grades, like the real grade Sazabi, real grade new, those take a little bit longer. Not as long as probably master grade kits, but
the PG Unicorn, just trying to think back, probably just snap building the kit just for review, so like not doing anything else included, but just snap building up the kit. I think probably the PG Unicorn is the one that's probably taken me the longest for me. Nice. It's very complex, especially if you're doing it with the LED unit as well, because it takes some time just to get all that in there as well too.
Yeah.
Anything big obviously is going to take a little more time, just more parts. All right, Nomad said, any news on the August back orders, specifically the PG Strike Rouge? Well, So you
It's
just
here.
got that in. There you go.
A lot of the August back orders just came in today. So, just kind of watch the site. We'll be taking stuff off pre-order throughout the day as we put stuff away. And then there'll be an email out shortly with everything that we got in stock.
Cool. Then the last one here off Instagram. And then we'll move to taking some live questions. So if you guys want to ask any questions live, you can start putting those in. I'm sure there's a bunch I can find in the chat there. But last one here off Instagram is from Wing. He said, when will the new Gene kit pre-order be shipped out? So that's the Stella Tears version.
We just we got them in Thursday. We got those in. We got the Metal Gear kit in. And we got some Hex Gear stuff in. The Gene kits should be shipping tomorrow. And then that was the first batch. We're getting another batch of those in like a week or two. So if you don't get an email notification, it's just you're on the second batch of those, which will be here pretty shortly.
Cool. Do you know if after all the pre-orders get sent out, will you have very many left? It's like if people still want to like pre-order it today, will they still be able to get one?
All sold out. Yep. Yeah.
So if you still want the kit and haven't pre-ordered it, you're gonna have to wait for a little while. Probably.
Yeah. I even asked Kotobuki if they had any more, and they don't. They're out. So
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I could imagine that. All right. Let's go through some of these here in the chat. Then Tenko Wolf said, "Do you deliver to Canada?"
Yes, we ship to Canada all the time.
There you go. Buck said, "Any work on Psycho Zaku restocks?"
I'm assuming he's talking about the master grade because we have the high grade in.
There you go.
And I know that they should be coming in early November. So, yep.
Is that the full armor Gundam and the Psycho Zaku, maybe the reprinting at the same time?
Full armor should be coming in within like a week or two, and then the Psycho Zaku is in the next one after that, the next bundle or reprint.
Well, I guess that's how they came out, right? The full armor came out, the Gundam came out before the Zaku, so makes sense. They follow the same schedule for restock, I guess. There you go. Bushido Burrito said, "Any ETA on the master grade Barbatos?" Getting some more of those
today.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if you have that pre-ordered, how about that one for like? Is it only just to fill pre-orders?
No, we
get a load.
Yeah, we got I think 600 and something of them. So there's plenty here.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I'm sure those even still probably won't last that long.
Oh no, they'll be gone in probably like a week or two.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. When will the Aegis Knight come on?
They should hopefully be coming in the next, I would assume, 1 to 2 weeks. I haven't gotten an invoice or shipping notification yet, but they did get released in Japan, so usually it's like a week or two after that release. So soon.
Yep. Sounds good. Let's see here. Alex said, "Will there be a Mr. Surfacer restock soon?"
Yep, that's actually on its way to us.
Cool. That's the spray can or the like bottle type.
Yeah, okay, both should be. I think there's like 5 or 6 different grits or colors that we're getting for spray cans, and then we're getting a bunch of the jars, the black, white, gray, different grits of that too. We'll be getting in.
Nice. I'm trying to find some. Not Mr. Surfacer, but the Gaia resin primer. I'm trying to find some here. I haven't found a good source for that yet.
Gaia here has been, I don't know. I guess they're having a hard time getting it in. The distributor here in the States, we haven't been able to really order it in a while.
Yeah, I think that, and especially this product in particular, I think someone had mentioned to me that it's like impossible to get in the US, that resin primer. Because I think it was like on one of my videos working on the God Gundam or something, someone suggested it to me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Clay asks, "Any chance on expanding the action figures you offer? Example, Masterpiece Transformers?"
Yes. Yep. We'll hopefully be getting more and more action figures and scale figures and different toys and stuff like that. Collector's toys.
Cool. All right. Something I assume will probably be easier in the new warehouse as well too. Once that's built, have some more space for stuff like that. Let's see. Okay. Thomas asks, will the frame arms girl Magatsuki be coming to the US? I would rather get the kit from you guys. Keep up the great work. I would assume so.
Yeah. Let me look that up and see. For some reason I can't picture what it looks like.
It's like a red kind of like samurai armor kind of looking one.
I believe we have those up for pre-order then. Almost like the Chinese looking one. Is that what it
kind
is?
Of.
Let me.
It was one that I think it was kind of interesting because I remember they showed like the artwork for the Frame Arms Girl version like months before they finally like actually showed the kit. So like me and I'm sure other people were too were wondering like, are they ever gonna come out with that, or
let me
they just gave up on it, or what?
Here, I think I remember. I was thinking of a different one, but I think I remember seeing that for pre-order from a company, and we might, So if I don't, we are getting them. I just probably haven't put them up for pre-order, so I'll get that up for pre-order.
Yeah, I would assume you would. They're not like exclusive versions or anything like that. Like Kotobukiya does sometimes have like their Kotobukiya web shop exclusive versions or something like that, but it's not that. It's just should be just a standard Frame Arms Girl release. So
yeah,
I assume you guys should be able to get that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on order. So we'll get it for pre-order.
All right. Let's see. Andrew said, you guys have helped my core Gundam addiction, and I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. Okay. Sorry.
It is a good thing. It's always a good thing.
There you go. Daryl said, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name too. Sorry. Maybe it's just Daryl. I don't know. Sorry. How can I get Gunpla replacement parts from Japan without going there? So you can get them through Bluefin.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Bluefin does a part replacement. You just have to show your order confirmation or receipt, and then it has to have the Bluefin sticker on the box. So it has to be a kit that actually came from them. I know a lot of the stores, especially now, are getting kits from other distribution outlets, not just Bluefin. So it's got to have that Bluefin logo on there.
Yep. Yeah, you can find that information on the Bluefin site. I know, and yeah, there is kind of not strict limitations, but there's very kind of precise limitations on getting replacement parts. Yeah, and not the easiest. So. Also a time limit too. So, if it's a kit that you've had in your backlog for years, you're going to be out of luck on that. So
I want to say it's 30 days from the time of purchase. I could be wrong,
like that,
but I'm pretty sure it's 30 days.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'm not really sure about this, but Fabian asked new core armor and IBO pre-order news. The core armor, I'm guessing that's that Auron Rise kind of thing, right? Is that right, or what?
I don't know. I don't know. IBO pre-order.
I'm not sure which one he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know the new core armor. I mean, it might be a placeholder name. Let me look up. It might be actually on the site as new core armor. Bandai does like placement names, so they don't come out with a real name, and they give placement names from when we first order them. So that might I don't know, because it doesn't come up as that on the website.
Remember the actual.
He might be talking about the Nephite armor set, which we got some today, and we're getting more in next week. So if that's what he's talking about, we're.
It's the Aun Rise armor is the one that I was thinking of. The black one, black and white one. It's like the big black, like
Right. Almost
kind
looks like
of part.
yeah, it has like little white handcuff,
Mm.
cuff-link looking weird things.
Mm.
Um,
I'm not sure.
yeah, we should be getting those in soon. Yeah. I would assume those will be coming probably any day.
Yeah.
Now, because we have it as like a September, like end of August, early September. And the IBO one would probably come at the same time because I think that's scheduled the same way too. End of August, early September. So I would assume that those, if that's what he's talking about, the White Star or whatever, the
The
IBO,
Hajiraboshi?
yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's the only one that's pre-order for IBO right now. So
Yeah. I wasn't sure what he was talking about that either. I assumed you would probably know. I just assumed he was talking about like some IBO reprints or something that are on pre-order. But yeah, I forgot there's the new one that's just coming out too. Just been out. I think it just released a week or 2 weeks ago in Japan. Hajiraboshi. Yes. Jose Nunez asked about the new Stormbringer being released. So that's one, like we talked about before, about P Bandai stuff that you probably won't necessarily get any there, but I wonder if that's even been up on the Bluefin site yet, because it hasn't come up for pre-order on P Bandai Korea yet. Here, even.
No, yeah, I don't think. I think it will. I would assume. Stormbringer was a pretty popular P Bandai kit, regular one. So I would assume it'll be on the US site. It's just a matter of time.
Let's see. This is something I feel like we probably answer in every episode, but asking about Kotobukiya Zoids kits ever being available in the US.
Will they ever be available? I guess they are available right now. Will they be available at normal prices that they should be? Probably not anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's a licensing thing that has to happen. And you would think that the license holder and Kotobukiya would figure out how to make that work, because those kits will sell pretty well.
You'd think so.
Yeah. I think Kotobukiya made, and I could be wrong, I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure they decided to make the Hex Gear line to get around that. So you still have animal-like mechs to be able to get sold around that. They just I saw a picture of one that we posted on our Facebook page. It almost looks like a fox. It's like called Weird Tales or something. That one.
The Hexagear one.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna keep that one of those for myself.
It does look pretty cool. Very interesting kind of Egyptian vibe too, with like the parts coming out right there.
Like Zona Enders type.
Yeah. All right, let's see. We kind of already talked about a couple of these here, so I'll skip over those. Adam, this is kind of a question more for me, but I'll just answer this real quick because someone else asked this in my comments, so I'll just answer this. About the Valbrave 3 kit that I recently reviewed, he asked if the big hands can separate into the 8 hands. I've not seen the anime, but a couple people mentioned this, that apparently the big massive arms of the thing has actually separate into more arms, but no, the kit doesn't do that. I would have shown you guys in the review if it did, but it unfortunately doesn't do that. But apparently the mecha in the series does, so I don't know. Shame. Still a great kit though. Highly recommended. I don't think you guys have any of those now. I don't believe so, because I don't think they've reprinted them in a long time. But there's no like licensing issue with those. Like in theory, if Bandai made more, you would get some, right? Yeah. Well, fingers crossed they do. They were pretty cool kits. I enjoyed them. Here, Buckshot said, I just got to the stream. Any news on the Display restock on the more popular
items? They've shipped them out. I believe it's coming FedEx, so I would assume it'd be here this week or early next week. We've got a pretty good restock of those. And then they're coming out with another new like file and paints. I don't know if we'll be getting the paints. I'm gonna try to get the paints. I just don't know. I mean, shipping wise and toxicity wise, what those look like yet. So,
Cool. Here's another one for me, but I'll answer this real quick. He asked that about the Converge New Zeal 2, highly recommended, and yes, highly recommended, definitely. I think probably it's the best EX Converge figure that I've built. I don't want to say built, you just kind of put a few pieces together, but yeah, it's super nice, really, really nice. It's very simple because it's not like as it doesn't have a ton of colors. It's basically kind of like all one color. Like whereas the Penelope or something, for example, has a bunch of different colors all over it. But yeah, it's super nice. Definitely.
Sweet. Try
to get your hands on that. Is there talks about a revised version of the Gundam Death Scythe? I'm assuming he's talking about like an HG, because they made like the Sandrock and the Heavy Arms is coming out. So HG Death Scythe next year, probably.
So I can say if I know, I couldn't say anything. Yeah. But I mean, one can assume, they're going down that direction.
Mm-hmm. Seems that way.
Yeah.
But you never know. they made the what was that a couple years ago, the Airmaster HG kit from Gundam X. So you thought, oh, maybe we're gonna get like some new Gundam X kits, but that was all. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing maybe the kit just probably didn't sell very well, so they kind of just gave up on that. It's probably what happens. I'm sure, if the kit sold really well, they might have done one or two more. The Leopard Destroyer or something, but I assume the Death Scythe is probably going to be coming.
I would assume so. Like I said, they've made the Sandrock that did really well. The Heavy Arms is not out yet, but that has sold really well pre-order wise. So I would assume they're going to continue down and make them all. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't do it, but you never know.
Right. Hidden asked, any idea when more RD stations will be available for pre-order? So you mentioned some are on the way and you have a big restock coming later. So among that big restock, those pre-orders are already sold out or some still available?
No, so we haven't put that shipment up for pre-order yet until we know exactly we're getting all of the order, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you have any idea when that might be, when you'll be able to put those up for pre-order on the site?
Maybe a week or two. I know they're not delayed anymore, so we should be getting an invoice type shipping list soon, I would think.
Middle of September, about?
Yeah.
At least.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I think you mentioned that you're expecting that probably around the end of October, the actual shipment. So a good 6 weeks before that fair.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Well, I'll try to pick out a couple more here from the chat before we finish up today. We'll say good morning to Brian.
What's up, Brian?
Who came in to say hello.
Good morning.
Hey, Brian. And a couple other people asked about this, so I'm guessing maybe they came in later after we already talked about this. But the part separator, someone else asked about this as well too. Like you mentioned before, it's not completed. The prototype's not completed, so it's not actually in production yet. But do you have estimate as to when that might be coming out?
Yeah, so that actually should be completed. The prototype, we got everything squared away with that. I want to say a week or two, hopefully. I can find out and make a post on our social pages when all those tools are expected to come in.
Cool deal. All right. Joshua asking about the 100 scale full mechanics bale.
There are some coming, and probably will be here the end of this week, if not early next week.
There you go. And then this one asking about getting a replacement part from something that didn't get a bluefin sticker but came through a seller like USA Gundam Store.
I would reach out to that seller, whether it be us or somebody else, and see if they can do anything. Odds are they can't. You probably would have to return the kit or exchange it out. Depending on what their policies are. I know if you go on eBay, there's some people that might sell parts, but if you're looking for, they might not even have the part that you're looking for.
There's different Facebook groups around too.
Yeah.
That you might get lucky. It depends on what part you're looking for. If it's like an accessory or something like that, if your like rifle from some kit broke, then it's probably more likely that someone maybe didn't end up using that particular accessory with their kit and might be able to sell one to you or something like that. But if it's like a very important part to the kit, probably less likely that someone's going to have one extra lying around. But
yeah,
something else you could try too. Worst comes to worst. But yeah, I think what a lot of times is probably what's going to happen, especially if it's like a little bit cheaper kit, an HG or something like that. For all the trouble and cost that's going to cost you to get a new part, it's going to be pretty close to buying just another full kit in a lot of cases. So, don't go too much out of your way, I would say, or pay too much for it, basically. All right, let's get this last one here, maybe, and we'll talk about this. What plans do you got for the new sticker sets? Well, the new sticker is coming. When will the Messer sticker? When is that supposed to
happen? The Messer sticker. So the new sticker sets, they'll come out. The second one probably won't be here till like 3 months from now, because then it'll be all like the next 3 months worth of stickers plus another bonus one. So yeah, the Messer sticker should be here hopefully pretty shortly, so we can start putting those in for September orders.
Okay, so those are and again, I'm sure you'll probably post about that on social media. So if you guys are maybe waiting to order something because you really want to get one of those new cool Messer stickers, I would say probably just keep an eye on social media. I'm sure you'll let everyone know once those are in and ready to start going out in people's orders.
Yep. Yeah, we'll post up when we get them when they arrive.
Sure. Looking very cool. Still a bit sad that it's not the ZakuAurelius, but fair enough. Messer looks great. So that's just coming out now. But do you have an idea or any plans? Maybe a little hint or anything that you can drop for what next month's sticker is going to be already? It's still a ways out. I know it's not even September yet, but
yeah, usually we post like the first week. We'll put up the poll for people to vote on. I'm not 100% sure yet what the two options will be.
But you're open to suggestions?
Yeah, you're definitely welcome to suggest.
Well, I mean, especially in his style, I think an XS would be pretty cool. Yeah. Just saying. You do XS and something. I feel like something similar, like kind of like the ZakuAurelius and the Messer, also, like kind of similar ones. Yeah. And then what was one before that? It was the Barbatos Lupus, and what was the other option?
The G-Self.
G-Self, right. Yeah. Both less similar, but lead Gundams anyway.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what could be like the opposing force to the XS. Full armor Gundam, Thunderbolt Gundam.
Yeah,
that would be cool too.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think though it's like a bust. So with the full armor, you'd be getting just like get the shields or anything. Probably.
Yeah. That's true. Well, we'll have to think about that. But all right, so that's going to be it for today. We got through all the questions. I think obviously some of the live questions we didn't get to, some of your guys' questions live. So if we missed it, if it's something urgent you would like to know, of course you can always get in touch with US Gundam Store, like Adam said, through email, calling, Instagram message. You can get through. Otherwise, we'll have another episode in 2 weeks' time where you guys can ask your questions again. So just make sure to follow different social media. We'll post up the post ahead of time. Let me just pull this up again too, just so people can see this. Like this, when you see this post comes up with the date down below. So the post will look the same every time. We're just going to post the same one, but the date is different at the bottom, so that it will let you know the time when the episode's going to be. But when you see this post come up, then just leave your questions there, and then we'll go through those live here on the show. So yeah, Adam, as always, appreciate you taking the time. I know it's a busy Monday morning there.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. Tuning in.
Thanks everybody for watching. I know Chris was there in the chat. I saw as well too. Hey Chris, just wanted to say hello. And yeah, everyone watching live, thanks so much. If you're watching this later, again, just make sure you're following social media if you want to watch it live. Get you live next time. And until then, guys, have a great week. See you later.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.